Hello again and welcome to another Taekwondo lesson. Today I'm going to show you how to practice a back fist high side strike. The back fist is a very versatile tool because it can be used to strike in many different directions, including forwards, backwards, to the side, downwards, as well as across. And the tool is formed by squeezing the fist tightly, and the contact area will be the back of the two knuckles, the first two knuckles. Now the technique I'll show you today is a back fist high side strike, which can be done in any stance, but I'll show you it in walking stance because that's how it's done in pattern Do Santo, which is the third of 24 patterns in Taekwondo. It's an outward swinging technique. So you swing the arm out from the shoulder and you start with the palm facing down and the forearm will twist at the end. In a way it's very similar to doing an inner forearm side block, but obviously you don't twist as much, you twist a bit less so that you can make contact with the back fist. So practice this a few times and try to flick out from the elbow to get a bit of acceleration at the end. And then introduce the motion of the opposite fist pulling back to the hip. So this will go forward and back, this will go back and forward, so the arms end up crossing over. And the striking arm will start underneath, with both palms facing down. So once you've done this a few times, go into a walking stance, and it's better to allow your feet to pivot, so raise and drop the heels while you're pivoting, and then this will free up the movement of your abdomen so that you can jerk the abdomen and get more power like that, rather than just doing that, and that's not good for your knees. So just free up the movement there, like that. When you finish, the back fist should line up with the center of your shoulder and be at eye level if it's a high strike. Your body should be half facing. When doing back fist high strike, you're usually aiming for the temple. So tilt the fist slightly so that you make contact with the first two knuckles. Now practice it as a spot technique from parallel stance to a walking stance. First, you bring the weight onto your balancing foot and pivot it outwards and keep your body in a neutral position. You should be slightly half facing here. And then cross the arm as you wind up, raise the body and then drop into the stance, making sure you're pivoting that rear foot so that it ends up pointing outwards 25 degrees, and that will help get more jerking motion from the abdomen to add to the power. Okay? And as always, make sure that you execute the technique, pull the opposite arm, breathe out and fix your gaze all at the same time. So practice that a few times, and then you can do it from walking stance to walking stance, and the principles are the same. You come forward onto the balancing leg, turn the foot outwards half facing, and the rest is exactly the same as if you did it from parallel stance. So here's an example of back fist high side strike performed stepping forward in walking stance. The back fist side strike is also commonly done in L stance, so it's worth practicing this as well. The difference is that once you've turned your foot out, there's no need to turn it back forward again. You just leave it pointing outwards. And when you do walking stance, you bring your body weight forward. But in L stance, you just drop it straight down, so you've got 70% of the weight on the rear leg. So you turn out and strike. So here's an example of back fist high side strike done in L stance, stepping forward. So that's it for back fist high side strike. And in the next lesson, I'll show you how to practice a straight fingertip thrust. So please join me for that one. See you next time.